What's going on, Exile? Welcome to my Static Strike Elementalist. The reworked Static Strike skill is now one of the most fun and powerful gems in the game, and it works amazing for both clearing as well as for killing bosses. I only use 2 Touch of Anguish claws that cost about 1 chaos right now, and as you can see I still clear tier 16 like it's nothing. So Exiles, let's see what other items that I use for this build. Like I just said before, the unique claws that I use for this build are 2 Touch of Anguish claws, and I use these for the extra chain on my lightning beams as well as the reasonably high physical damage. I use the Zirconia's head for the high evasion rate, the attack speed, life and the critical chance. But you might want to switch this out for an Abyssus when facing Shaper for a huge boost to your overall damage. For chest I leveled with a Tabula Rasa all the way to level 88 when I switched over to a 5-link lore weave. But a Tabula definitely works if you don't have a lot of currency, and other options to the lore weave could be something like an Impulsa for even better clear speed. For belt I decided to go with the Belt of the Deceiver for the all res, the physical damage and that you intimidate nearby enemies. For rares, these are the stats that you're looking for. Basically you want life and resist on all of your items, as well as some movement speed on your boots, possibly attack speed or physical damage on your gloves, and then physical damage and elemental damage on your rings and amulets. On your amulet you might also want some crit multiplier and crit chance. For Flasks I decided to go with an Eternal Life Flask with immune to bleeding, a Lion's Roar, that Serious Promise, a Diamond Flask with immune to curses, and a Wise Oak. And in my main gem setup I use Static Strike, and with that I use elemental damage with attacks, melee physical damage, lightning penetration, melee splash, and physical to lightning. And for the tougher single target bosses I switch out melee splash for ruthless. In my helm I use Ancestral Protector, Herald of Purity, Blood Rage, and Summon Ice Golem. And my defensive setups I use Cast from Damage Taken level 1, Immortal Call level 3, Increased Duration, and Vaal Haste. And then in my other one I use Cast from Damage Taken level 1, Blade Vortex level 8, Assassin's Mark level 5, and Blind Support. As a movement skill I use Whirling Blades, and with that I use Faster Attacks and Fortify. And in my offhand I have my last 2 auras, which are Herald of Thunder and Wrath, and with those I have Enlighten, and you want at least level 2 Enlighten. For skills, these are the progressions that I went with. Please feel free to pause the video and take screenshots if necessary. As you can see I went for mostly life, physical damage and elemental damage, as well as some claw and dual wield nodes. I took the jewel sockets last because it took me a while to find good enough jewels. For Ascendancy I went for Pendulum of Destruction and then Mastermind of Discord as my first 2 choices. I did this for the extra elemental damage and lightning penetration, but mostly I did for the reduced mana reservation of my herald skills, which made it possible to start using Wrath early on. Then I went for Shaper of Desolation and Beacon of Ruin, and this is possibly the main reason why I would choose an Elementalist in the first place, and it's that enemies that you shock are guaranteed to take at least 20% more damage, and this works against Shaper and Uber Elder as well. For Pantheon I went for Soul of Lunaris as my major god, for more physical damage reduction as well as a chance to avoid projectiles and to dodge attacks and spells. Then I went for Soul of Gruthkul for additional physical damage reduction, but mostly I chose this one for the reduced enemy attack speed after they've hit me. For bandits either help Alira or kill them all. For leveling, and this isn't your first character in the new league, then I always recommend using a Tabula Rasa. I leveled with Frostblades until level 12 when I switched over to Static Strike. I combined Static Strike with added lightning damage, Ancestral Call, Maim, Melee Splash and Ruthless, and this combination was amazing for leveling. And other uniques you can use while leveling are Lectonial Caress Gloves, Wanderlust Boots, Darkness Enthroned Belt and Blackheart Rings. The main pros for this build is that it's beginner friendly and it's very cheap if you run it with a tabula. It has fast clearing speed and it can do boss as well. It can also be made a lot stronger than you see in this video with some more currency put into it. The main cons for this build is that you cannot run elemental reflect mods, but since all of your physical damage is converted to lightning damage, then you can run physical reflect mods. No leech maps are also quite annoying, especially for your mana. So thanks for watching, hopefully you want to try the build out, and maybe I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye, Exiles.